Dr. Kim, with Dr. Kim. Live to be well. Live to be well with Dr. Kim, with Dr. Kim.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kim and welcome to Live to Be Well. I'm excited to be here with you today. How's everyone feeling? I tell you, we just a couple of weeks out from Thanksgiving and so much to thank God for. I want to let you know what Live to Be Well is all about: mind, body, and soul, and how important they're all connected. When you're dealing with anxiety, stress, depression, you can become overwhelmed. It impacts the way you function. Your mind can impact your physical health. Mental health is real and is vital to our survival. This past weekend, I had the pleasure of being in Indianapolis, Indiana, and I want to send a very special thank you to Tabernacle of Hope, Seventh day Adventist Church, who hosted Family Life Weekend. And I want to thank Jennifer and Demetrius Baker. Lord, let me tell you something. They did a phenomenal job with Family Life. I tell you, and they served me an excellent vegan plant-based dinner. It was fabulous. Then in the afternoon, we had a 4 o'clock program, and with Pastor Crum. Thank you so much for having me, and they've invited me back for part two series, and I'm looking forward to that. But let me tell you what really, really impacted me when I came out of church and I saw the pantry open and they were giving away food to people: milk and butter and eggs and bread and all kinds of great items for the families. And I tell you, in the crisis that we're living in now, we must band together to help our families, our neighbors, our community. We know that the SNAP was approved for November. We don't know what's going to happen month to month. We'll talk more about that. But I just want to say that Jennifer and Demetrius, that impacted me. And I want to do more. I want to help more. What can we do to reach out to help? And this is what this broadcast is about today. It may be a ride to a doctor's appointment. It may be, going to the grocery store and getting an extra bag of food for your neighbors. While you're there, get 2 loaves of bread or 2 jars of peanut butter. You don't know what's going to happen, and it could be you or I. And so we want to not forget anyone going into the store. And what about somebody could be right in front of you at the cash register and don't have enough money to pay for all their items? Maybe you have a few extra dollars to help that family. So again, I want to thank Tabernacle of Hope. I thank God for your pantry that your grandmother started many, many, many years ago and passed it on to you, Demetrius. How important it is for us to carry the legacies on in our lives. I grew up with a soup kitchen in my church. I grew up giving out clothes on Sunday morning for the Dorcas Society with my grandmother, separating bundles of clothes and, making sure people, when they came in, they had items to wear and their children had shoes. And that impacted me. And I used to complain because my Sunday mornings would be there helping my grandmother because we worship on Saturday. But I did not forget the impact of how sometimes we didn't have enough and we didn't have the all the right items, but never failed. Our church family always stepped up to make sure that my mother's children were well provided for. So can we remember what it's like to reach out and touch somebody's hand and make this place, this world, a better place if we can? What can we do? So you said some comments. Al, can we bring those comments up? Can we talk about those comments that we saw? And I really appreciate your comments today and you sharing with me today. Just let me know. So today, if you have a comment, you want to share something with us, I want you to be able to join in. So some of you talked about just extending yourself, sharing what you have, financial. If you can't do that, again, you may be able to cook, bake a cake, take it to your neighbor, take it to someone at church, take it to someone on your job. Bake a cake and give it out to somebody, on the corner somewhere. And I try to keep a bag of dollars and quarters and peanuts and different items that I can pass out to people on the corners. So it's devastating. I found out today one of my clients is living in a abandoned building, a house, and there's no electricity, no water, no heat, and I'm trying to find a way to help them be able to get out of that situation. So again, what can we do to extend and help someone else? Well, I'm going to bring my co-host in. Welcome, ML6, Micah. It's always good to have you on. It's a blessing to be able to communicate and share. How are you today?
Hi, everybody. Hi.
Okay, let's talk about some of the things that's going on in our society today and community and what's going on, Micah.
Well, right now, I'm aggravated with some things. I'm aggravated that the 8 Democrats decided to betray a 40-day strike
Mhm.
to reopen the government on a promise from the Republican Party, which absolutely makes no sense. And what's really interesting about these eight Democrats that decided to join forces is none of them are up for reelection. So they don't care either way.
Mm,
And the problem is that just today, the
mm,
Republicans said they're not even budging on any type of health care subsidies conversations unless there are more and heightened abortion laws.
mm, mm.
And this is why you don't give in to the
That's right.
Republican Party on promises.
Mhm.
And the Democrats had such a great wave of wins on November 4th. We had the upper hand. They were going nuts.
Mhm.
But then you find the weakest links. And then Thurman up there in Pennsylvania ain't never been for the Democrats. I don't know what his issue is. I feel so bad for his constituents up there, but he's definitely a Republican. Even in his conversation, he's a Republican.
Mm.
And so right now I'm feeling very grieved because I don't know who out there has opened up. Usually around this time, you're getting your update to renew your marketplace, what it's going to be if you want to change your policies. And the premiums are insane.
Insane.
They're insane to the point where a lot of Americans are not going to be able to have health care. And
Mm.
this is what they're banking on. And here's the thing that really just the ones that voted for this
Mhm.
did not care
Mhm.
about what they would get, what they wouldn't get. What they cared about was the fact that Black and brown people
Black and brown.
would be discriminated against,
Mhm.
would be beaten in the streets, would be taken. Their cruelty, their level of cruelty, their need for cruelty for Black and brown people, that is being met to the point where they don't even really care that their insurance is going to be sky high. They don't even care that hospitals in their communities are going to be shut down, that they're going to have to drive an hour or two
To get to a hospital.
because they don't even have hospitals anymore in their areas,
Mm.
which is going to make people die. Births are going to be, it's going to be horrible.
Yeah.
The Democrats, listen, I have so many friends that work for the government, and so
Mm.
many of them are like, listen, yes, I need the money. Yes, it's getting hard, but stand on it. Don't give in because you're thinking about the future.
Mm.
And these Republicans are evil.
Mm.
The fact that it was a toss up between feeding people and healthcare,
Mm.
but yet they walk around here and they talk about Christian this and Christian that and that.
Mhm.
No, they're not. They're
Mm.
not. They're not. They're not. They're not. They're not.
Mm.
They're really evil. And every time something happens, my response is, "Man, hell is hot.
Mm.
Hell is hot." And so, although they were Judges literally told them that it is illegal to hold SNAP benefits.
Yes. Yes.
There is literally a fund in any other government shutdown under a Democratic presidency. This happens, the government shutdown happens, it's a thing. But there has never been a time where people were going to be unfed unless it was under a Republican regime. And the fact that judges said, hey, you can't do that, release their funds, they then decided they wanted to appeal it. And then everybody wanted to be mad at Justice Ketanji Brown when they don't even understand that she was playing chess with these people and not checkers. She did what she did so that it could be approved faster. So that it could be approved faster.
That's right.
Instead of going through the system of what the Republicans were trying to do, which made it go the long way. She jumped them because that's what a smart Black woman does. But everybody wanted to be mad because the headline said Justice Ketanji Brown voted to keep SNAP benefits. Let me tell y'all something. Stop listening to these headlines. Stop just reading the headline and going about your business and getting on social media and then running with it. Stop it. Because those are clickbaits. And they don't expect you to read. They don't expect you. A simple Google search would have definitely told you that was a lie. But what happened? Black folk got all on Facebook, Threads, Twitter, whatever. Oh my, this is what we talk. Da 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 da. And literally, if it wasn't for other Black women standing up for her, putting on the facts. If you know somebody that said something bad about Justice Ketanji Brown, they owe them a publicly. They need to have a public apology louder because they were wrong.
Right.
And as like currently, present day, this administration, and I don't even really want to call them administration because that would mean that they were smart and they were doing things that administrated.
Okay.
So we just gonna call them them. There are grocery stores around the country that were offering half off. There were grocery stores that were saying, listen, buy one, get one free. If they publicized it, them were literally sending emails to the grocery store telling them that they could be prosecuted. What? Let me give you all some facts.
Come on, give us the facts.
They love to say that it's Black women that we out here, food stamps and we tricking the system and we selling them and we doing this and we paying to get our hair done on our nails done. First of all, you can't even do that with a SNAP benefit. It doesn't even allow you to do your hair and nails. Like, what? That's the First Amendment, but that's the lie that they wanted to tell. They literally said this on their news platforms that they said they are using SNAP benefits to get their hair and nails done. 35 to 37% of SNAP benefit recipients are white.
Yes.
26% are Black. 16% are Hispanic. 4% are Asian. 1.2 are Native American and 17 are unknown. And that does not mean illegal aliens. If you are illegal citizen in this state, if you are an illegal, you cannot get a SNAP benefit card. That is another lie that they're trying to put out. And because their people are so stupid, you got to remember, them do not like educated people. They love uneducated people. You cannot apply for SNAP, any type of federal aid, if you are illegal. It does not work like that. Also, for those of you who don't know, I know a lot of you all are sorry, my cousin is calling me. I know a lot of you all are looking on social media and you're looking at all these videos and you're seeing like all this stuff with Black women. What they're doing in AI is they're creating these AI images that depict Black women going off about not having SNAP benefits to literally push the narrative that we're the problem, that we're the enemy.
You be very careful.
This is what they're doing. So I really need you all to pay attention to what you're seeing on your timelines.
That's right.
And to determine that you got to look deeper. You can't just everything now. This is what they're doing. It's all a part of the propaganda to make you think one thing or to put a literal this is what's happening when it's not. They are literally using our images to push their narrative that we're the problem. Mind you, 30,000 Black women are without jobs. It just was reported today that in the month of October, 50,000 jobs were lost. And 30,000 of those were for Black women.
Black women.
Yet they turn around and they use our images in a negative light. This is why I can't take any black woman. I really can't take black people here, but I can't take a black woman seriously that voted for this for them. I can't. I can't take you seriously. There's nothing that you can say and or do
Mm-hmm.
that will ever make it make sense. You literally voted. Tell me you hate yourself without telling me you hate yourself.
Mercy. Mm-hmm.
So as of right now,
Okay.
I am very much disappointed that that Chuck Schumer, who is he gotta go. 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 Chuck Schumer gotta go. And it makes no sense. Them literally said out their mouths that when we had the Democratic sweep on November 4th and the results came out November 5th, they said, Mike Johnson said, if they get back in, they're going to make sure that Donald Trump only does 2 years. We need him to do 4 because here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, for those who don't know, they're really trying to make this a white America.
Mm-hmm.
What happened was when Barack Obama won not 1 term but 2, it ignited them and enraged them in such a way that they're still mad to the point that this so-called president just last night put a post up on his personal social media with the pictures of Barack and Michelle Obama saying that they're the reason that racism exists. He reposted it with their pictures.
Mm-hmm.
They upsetted them so bad. And here's the thing, they're not hiding it. They're not hiding it.
No, you're not.
The way that they continue to bring up Michelle, Barack, Joe Biden, it's like they're obsessed. Their hate is so strong that they continue to try to put him in jail. Do you know that that man that calls himself the president was literally putting out lies from a satire account, retweeting them on his it's called Truth Social, but it's really Lie Social. I call it Lie Social. He likes to call it True Social. And he was reposting it as if it was true. And here's the thing, his supporters were taking the bait. Also, be very mindful where you're getting your news from. Just last week, Charlamagne the God on the Breakfast Club decided to really say some things as it pertained to reopening the government. Like, I mean, they might as well just do it. Da 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 da. Stop listening to personalities. If y'all don't lock into Roland Martin and really get the facts,
Mm-hmm.
as a community, we all need to be watching Roland Martin Unfiltered.
Mm-hmm.
You need to take the time and really listen to the facts. There's so many lies that are being put out here. And the crazy thing about it is they target, because Black folks, you know, we love to gossip. We love to talk about it. We love to get on social media and complain and talk about stuff and da 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 da, and they know it. A simple Google search, ladies and gentlemen. A simple Google search. So as the government opens back up, which will probably open back up tomorrow, now we're in a battle. We're in a battle, ladies and gentlemen, with healthcare. Because all they want is for their agenda to be pushed. And here's another lie. They talking that man that considers himself to be the president got on 60 Minutes and said people are quitting their jobs to get on SNAP. Sir, what? Ain't nobody quitting their job to get that $180? It's still not even enough. You mean to tell me I'm gonna quit my job to get $180 to be homeless? What are we doing? And because he's owning, here's what they're doing. They put themselves in place to literally own the networks, right? So that they can say whatever they want to say. That's why that whole Jimmy Kimmel thing was a whole thing, because they felt like, they needed to control what was being said. Because here's the thing, the more the truth gets out, the more their lies get called out. And they don't want that, because the lies are pushing their narrative.
That's right.
Black people, I need you to wake up. Wake up! And this is why I've been saying for months on this platform, it is going to be up to our communities, our churches, help each other. I know I've been saying it, and I know I sounded like a broken record, but I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
Yeah. And here we are.
There was currently a young lady on TikTok who has been calling around different churches around the country. And she is acting as if she's a mother who needs formula for her child. She has a baby crying in the background. And out of the 34 churches that she called, only 9 were willing to help her.
9.
9 out of 34.
Oh,
And just so you know, one of the churches she called was Charlie Kirk's church, and they denied her.
and they denied it.
There was one black woman at a church in Kentucky, and it's in a blue voting state, by the way, a blue voting section of Kentucky. And I could literally hear that church mother. She said, give me your name and your number. She said, although the church doesn't have it, I knew that woman was going to get up out of her seat and go get that baby that formula and had that woman come up to that church to get it. Because that's what she's supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's the heart of God.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing. If she don't have it for today and tomorrow, that means she may not have it for the next. So you're not going to just get one can of formula.
No.
You're going to get enough.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, she probably was going to call some of her people like, hey, this young woman needs formula. Let's band together. Let's get her some formula.
Mm-hmm.
And she stopped her. She said, hey, listen, I just want you to know I don't need any formula, but I appreciate the fact that you were willing to help me.
Mm-hmm.
This morning I was up and I was just listening to all these churches, and a lot of them were these white evangelical churches. Mm-hmm. And do you know that one church had the nerve to blame it on Barack Obama as to why his church has been suffering and doesn't have funds? Mm-hmm. Sir, mm-hmm. You can't be tax exempt if you're not really helping the community. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So a lot of these churches got some explaining to do.
Yes, they do.
So although the benefits have returned to a lot of Americans, they're still trying to make it. They're still demanding that states pull the money.
Pull the money. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I said the other day, I don't know what God is doing.
Okay.
But any day now.
Mm-hmm.
The way that they are having parties and these extravagant parties in Florida and Mar-a-Lago while the country is hurting, they do not care.
They don't care.
There has never been, and here's the thing, I didn't think it could get worse than Reagan and Bush. He's literally outbeat them both. Imagine that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a kid during the Reagan administration. I was a teenager during the Bush administration.
Mm-hmm.
Our communities is just really going to help pull us through.
Mm-hmm.
You got to listen, doctors and nurses and herbs and going back to, figuring out certain things, because when I tell you that it is going to literally cost life, these premiums for a 4-family home for a 2-parent, like, insane. You mean $27,000, like $2,700 extra a month? Who has that? Who has that? Your premium can be $81 and now it's $265 a month. You barely making it to get the 81. They do not care. And here's the thing, they never had a healthcare plan. The only reason that they are coming against this is because anything that Barack Obama did, anything that Joe Biden did that was good and helped the American people, it has been their mission to destroy it.
That's right.
They never had a plan, and they still don't have one. All they want is to make sure that abortions don't happen, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to repopulate their community.
Their community don't. Mm-hmm.
They're trying to make it so that more white women have babies so that they can become. So they try and get the brown people out. They try to kill the black people. And they want this to be a white America.
That's right. It's genocide.
This is where we are. This is where we are.
Okay.
Do you know that right now? One more thing. Senators, this is how corrupt they are. Senators are now trying to sue the government for $500,000 if their phones are seized and searched without them getting like a heads up. What you hiding? Ooh, when I tell you, must be something in them files. Them Epstein files are mighty.
They're mighty.
That's my rant. Hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all informed. Yeah. It's a lot going on. It's a lot to keep up with. It's heavy. It's disappointing. It's sad. But this is why you have to literally look up the facts so you know what's going on. Stop looking at a headline and then running and talking about it when you really haven't done the Google search and done your due diligence. You need to know what's happening, and you need to know the truth.
You need to know the truth. This is why we have Micah. ML6 is our own personal news reporter, radio personality. And I thank God for her because, again, sometimes I get information and I send it to Micah, and Micah said, no, Mom, that's AI. Because they make it look so authentic. And look what happened to Judge Faith and Kenny Lattimore and what happened in their situation. And now they're fighting these people who put these lies together about them from over in Pakistan. That these people are targeting black people, black churches, black political leaders. And they are doing this all the way from Pakistan. So we have to be mindful of how we're going to come together. So Micah talked about that we've got to go back to really coming together, cooking together, banding together, helping each other, soup kitchens, organization. And I have to really, give a applaud to the mayor of Detroit because we did over 125 pantries last week here in the city of Detroit. So many people signed up and volunteered that he had to send people back home because he had more than enough people. But he said, I'm still going to use you. I'm still going to keep moving forward because we must help everyone who's in a terrible situation. So I commend our mayors and anyone else who have banded together to help the indigent and those who are in need. And Micah is right. I feel all of it, Micah. We are in trouble. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Lady D. Thank you, Cassandra. We are in trouble, Tanya. And like Micah said, it's just going to be a matter of just minutes before this thing explodes and what's going to happen. I'm devastated for our elderly. And, when I was looking at health care for my daughter, Erin, it went from 426 to 800 and something dollars. It's ridiculous, for the health care. And so, therefore, we're going to have to be mindful. We're going to have to be able to be aware. We need to be knowledgeable. We need to really do our homework and research. So, now that we know what we can do and what we shouldn't do, and now we must do what we are employed to do. Good evening. Hi, Diane. I agree. Black people need to wake up. Furthermore, Black people need to become more engaged in the political process. That means voting. Also, Black people need to be more healthier who eat too much salt, fat, and sugar. Hypertension, all right, and something else was written there.
Diabetes.
Diabetes. Yes, this is true. This is very true.
So I want to say something. In Michigan, Governor Whitmore actually did something in October. She secured $2.7 billion for Medicaid services for Michiganders in hospitals. She secured it. Big Gretch, as they called her. And this is what I was trying to get you, Mom, to really read up on for yourself, for your patients, so that you could be aware of that Democratic governors are doing the best that they can for their states. And here's the thing, they're trying to come after them.
Mhm.
The reality is they want to get rid of midterms because they know at midterms, if we do another sweep, they are done. They're going to jail. They all going to jail, and they know it.
Mhm.
And they said it. This is why they also want him to have another term, be it even vice president, because they feel like their plan can't go on. It won't be solidified unless he does 4 years. But trust and believe that they're grooming someone else just in case something happens.
Oh, sure. Oh, for
They're
sure.
grooming something else. But what I need is for the Democratic Party to get it together. They need to get it together. There's just there's so many little things that are happening that happen overnight, everyone, that you don't know about. They try to always know this. When something big or when he has a big rant and all of this, just know that there's something behind that that's really going to affect us. You have to understand his pattern. You have to understand he is a child.
Mm.
And for him to think that it's just a Black people problem that's even on SNAP, there's elderly, that's veterans, that's the disability. He's
Mhm.
trying to come against all those. Again, People that voted for him.
Oh,
But again, when they say, I didn't vote for this, yes, you did. Yes, you absolutely did. Because he was not hiding what his intentions were. But your racism,
the race.
your racism is showing. Your racism is so loud. And so when you have all these people, I saw a story about this guy. He said his sister called him. And his sister called him asking for money. And she has like a master's and, whatever. And she's like, mind you, she voted for them. He's like, so where's the money that, mom gave you? Where? She's like, oh, that's, my gambling, da, 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 da. He hung up on her. You voted for this. You don't have no job. You asking me for money, but you voted for this.
Right.
I don't feel bad for them that are kind of like home alone in it. Like, no, you voted for this. I feel bad for those of us that did not that have to literally suffer through this. But it does not help you all when you are not, or you're regurgitating lies and you're not finding the facts. That bothers my soul when I open up social media and I see us and it's just like, that's not true. Or when I see Black folks pandering or trying to make excuses. I don't like that. I don't like that. So there's just some things also that you have to be mindful of. And what I'm also tired of is begging Black people to vote. Hear me when I say this.
Okay.
If it did not matter, they would not be trying to take our voting rights away from us.
Mm-hmm.
If it didn't matter, they would not be trying to literally cut out districts. That's what gerrymandering is. Cut out districts
The district.
so that Black people can't vote. If it didn't matter, they wouldn't be working so hard.
Right.
I really want y'all to let that sink in. So when somebody say, "Oh, voting don't matter," it absolutely does.
It does. It does.
Let me say this: everything that we do matters. Everything that we do matters to us. They love minding our business.
Right. Our choices.
Everything that we do matters. It bothers them that we're educated. It bothers them that we're better athletes. It bothers them that we cook better than them. It bothers them that we look younger than them. It bothers them. It bothers them. It bothers them to the point where their hatred towards us at this point,
It's boiling over.
it's boiling over.
Mm-hmm.
So while we get on the internet and we arguing back and forth and da 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 da, they love that. They love that.
Against each other.
They'd love to see us coming again. At the end of the day, if we really realize what the bigger picture was, it's more of us than them. That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
I asked the question, why was it that on the slave ships that those slaves did not overseize those few men that had guns, even though they were in chains and they were ankled down, because they never had to fight. They didn't have the mentality to fight. They didn't know they could fight. And literally, we're back to that point that we don't feel that we need to fight. We don't need to vote. We don't need to carry the next decision. We don't need to be the next decision makers. And so our mindset is made up. It's okay. Kim's going to vote. Mike is going to vote. My vote won't count. Yes, it does count. I wear that little badge. I voted because it matters to my voice. It matters to the decisions, to the next generations to come. Now, just think if my mother and father did not vote during a time with John F. Kennedy, where would we have been? Even though his service was short lived, but Lyndon B. Johnson came in and again signed the Civil Rights Act. So we have to remember all these things have been impactful, and now they're trying to do away with them and dismiss it because and let's not talk about mixing the races. This infuriates them that whites and blacks interracial relationships, and they want to do away with these interracial relationships. So I want you all to heed to what Micha is saying, that we need to read more. I think audiobooks are good. Micah is doing my upcoming audiobooks and others But we must get back to researching, gathering information, bringing something worthwhile to the table, and stop arguing and fighting with one another. I said that to a client today, Micah. She was on the phone arguing back and forth with her siblings. And I'm holding the phone, just listening to her go on and on and on. Why are you giving energy to something you can't control? You can only control what you think. We can't even control what we own, but we can do our best to give out the better half of what is good and positive. I am pleading with you during this time that we have on this earth. We must recognize the impact of how important our voice is, our vote is, how important it is for us to engage in positive conversation, how important it is for us to engage with Live to Be Well programs that's going to bring insightful information, uplifting information. You know, Roland Martin, we're not here to tear down, but we're building up our Black people and who we are. And my daughter and I, we're not afraid to talk about the issues. People may say, okay, reach one, help others. What is your show about tonight? This is exactly what our broadcast is about tonight. If we do not get the information out to you, everything else won't matter. Can we lend a hand? Can we lend a support system? Well, we need to keep educating our minds. And I thank God for my daughter who's able to bring good information, correct information, and be able to let us know that we are not the largest community receiving SNAP. European Americans are the largest community receiving SNAP benefits. So do not get it twisted, do not get it wrong in what the government and what these people are trying to do.
Stop
Mike,
talking. Stop talking. And listen, if you got friends and family that are on Snap, tell them to stop talking to these news media outlets.
yes,
That
please.
15 minute of fame is not worth it. All they're doing is exploiting it, and they're continuing the narrative.
Yes, yes.
Tell them to go to the trailer parks.
Okay.
Go
Yes,
go to the trailer parks.
over there. Go to the trailer parks.
Just because you see a news crew out does not mean that they're trying to do you. They're trying to do right by you.
Right.
They're told to go to those communities so that it can literally stretch their narrative.
Mhm.
So if you have friends and family, tell them, hey, this is not how you want to do your 15 minutes of fame. It's not worth it. Because they want to see you. They want to see us out there in bonnets. They want to see us out there holding the baby. They all of those things that are just out there that are projected about us. They want to see that.
Right.
They thrive off of that.
No, they do. They do. They do. They don't want to see those who are educated and communicate well, those who can convey a
The
message.
college student that's on it because they're in school. They're in school to better themselves. So this is why they don't want to see the elderly woman who has served her community, has served and done well in her job. But the reality of the situation is she can't afford food. So
And
so they're
what
trying
we're
to do all of these stipulations on it. They're trying to do all of these things to try to yes. It's so many different things that are happening all at once. And they have tried, that has been their whole point since they took over office, to literally bombard us so that we get tired and we get frustrated. But what really is when you have people, elected officials that are supposed to fight for us in spaces where we can't all be there. This is the people that you voted for, and when they are being bought and paid to change their votes to go on the other side to make it harder for America. Those 8 Democratic senators that voted to reopen and literally waste the 40 days of protest and strike, I know they were paid. I refuse to believe otherwise.
Mhm.
They were paid and they were threatened.
They were paid and threatened. Yes. Mhm. So tonight, the question is, how can I reach out and help? What can I do? First, by educating yourself, becoming more aware of what's happening in our communities and in our country, our nation.
Mhm.
Then, by stepping forward together with a strong voice and that you will not be intimidated, and you will not be broken. This greater is he that's in me than he that's in the world. And that we will stand together with God on our side. All week, this whole month, my Sabbath school lesson has been talking about the battle of Joshua. And Joshua won the battle due to two reasons. He trusted God and he obeyed God. And let me tell you something, even when there was an enemy within the camp, he dealt with it. God told him how to deal with the enemy within the camp. And once you get the enemy out, you're going to win the battle. Don't you dare get this confused that God does not see what's going on. Nothing catches God by surprise. And that God will handle this his way, his timing, his words will go forth. And let's not even for one moment get dismayed and get confused that God doesn't know what he's doing. Why does God allow this? Why is God letting this? No, what we need to say is, I know that God knows what he is doing and he is keeping us. I think about, my children being in California and I want to be hands on as much as possible. But I do know that God's protecting my children there and looking out for them and making sure that their needs are met and provided for. And that's my responsibility as their mother. I don't care how old they get. These are my children. But not only that, helping others that I can extend a helping hand to. So tonight, yes, the broadcast talked about on it, how can I lend a helping hand? How can I reach out and help someone? By being knowledgeable, having foresight, having a heart to heal and to give. And be mindful, do not get confused about what the Republican Party is doing. They are out to do one thing, to destroy everything that Barack Obama built up for us as a people. And also making sure that we become illiterate, that we become slaves to things that don't matter. They are furious that we are educated. And do you know the black woman is the most highly educated woman in the world? So they're doing everything they can to tear down so that they can elevate themselves to be the superpower, the only race that matters, to make this world great again. The only way that's going to happen is that God's going to do a clean sweep. He's going to do a clean sweep. You mark my word. So Micah, closing remarks.
I say this: if you are connected to a church, really, really make it a point to figure out how your church, if a soup kitchen isn't open, the soup kitchens used to be alive and well when I was younger. There was never it was a time where people could come and get a hot meal at least once a week. Black churches of all denominations, we got to serve our community.
Yes.
We have to serve our community. What's the point of having a church in the community if it's not serving the community, whether they're a member or not?
That's right.
There needs to be a situation where the members band together to make sure that the shelves are stocked for the soup kitchens. Because let me tell you something. This was just November. December is going to be the same thing. February is going to be the same thing. January, February, March, April. There's still going to be a situation where people are going to be hungry. This was just them testing it to see how it will go.
I believe that.
This was just a test to see how it will go. It has always been their plan to stop SNAP benefits, which is why even a few months ago they're trying to put new stipulations on it to make it harder for you to get
to even apply. Right.
To even apply. This is just the beginning of this battle, ladies and gentlemen. So this is why I have been saying, grow those vegetables.
Grow them.
Doing what? Get on a schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Figure out the right herbs in the earth that can help heal you.
Mm-hmm.
The hospitals are about to be so full because sickness is real. Not to mention they're trying to stop all these vaccines.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just wait. Just you wait. It's going to be a whole miserable situation. Something worse than COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Because they got RFK up there. who
Yeah.
doesn't know what he's doing and doesn't care, and they want to blame everything but what it is. Get smart, get educated, have
Yeah.
intelligent conversations on how to make sure if you live on the block, everybody on the block should know what's up.
Everybody.
Y'all gotta have, hey, who all making spaghetti? Who all doing mashed potatoes, green beans? Who, whatever you got to figure out. This is the time, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Yeah.
time to coordinate with your family.
It's time to coordinate with your
Time to
family.
coordinate with your family.
Yes.
Get off of this social media stuff just to engage and bait and do all the things. A lot of this stuff is rage bait. There's
Mm-hmm.
a difference between rage bait and informative. There's a
Mm-hmm.
difference, and you have to know the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Stop believing everything. Find trusted sources. Google trusted sources. Figure out what they're saying. Go to Google to make sure it matches. That is your responsibility, and register to vote.
Legislative.
Midterms are
Yeah.
serious. It seems like every time we got to beg and plead, and every time, yes, this one is more serious than the next because voting matters and voting has consequences. This is what's happening right now.
Yeah.
And if you think that they not gonna pull every trick of the enemy to make sure that they win again, it's
Mm-hmm.
up to us, the people. And I'm not meaning for us to get in the streets and fight back because that's what they want too, because they want to lock us up and kill us.
Right.
And they're upset about that too. They're upset that Black people aren't in the streets fighting. They're trying to
Right.
do everything to ignite us.
Right.
How we get them? Registering to vote.
Registering to vote.
That's how we fight them.
That's how you fight. Mm-hmm. I don't engage with people who want to argue politically with me. I allow them to voice what they feel, what they think, and I say thank you. But my win is when I walk in there and I vote. And I know that I'm voting. And I've done my research on the candidates also. I have to give a shout out to our new first woman elected mayor in Detroit. Mary Sheffield, congratulations. We look forward to having you on our broadcast in the upcoming year. And we know that you are going to allow God to use you. You are a woman of God. And we thank you for your service as our councilwoman, president of the council, and now our newly elected mayor. And so we must band around her. And did you see the sweep again? The mid sweep of Democrats across the country won these offices.
Which means another thing that we're saying to the people, we're saying we don't want this.
We don't want
Which
this.
is even more enraging that them 8 Democrats did what they did because it
That-
was we were loud. We don't want this regime.
That's right. And he's
And
a
also,
word.
everybody, the block button, the mute button is available unto you. One thing I do, the way I block people every single day, I block strangers. If I see a post and I read and I'm going through the comments and I see a comment that I don't like, I block them. Because hear me, I don't want to ever see another comment from you again.
Right. My daughter did. She's cleaning out my IG. She says, "No, I'm cleaning it out. You don't need all this. You don't need this feedback and what these people are saying. And it's right. I
Clear out
want
your
quality.
timelines. Clear out
Huh?
your say clear out your timelines. Go through
Yeah,
your
clear it
people.
out. Clear it
If it
out.
doesn't, if they don't necessarily align with you, if they don't have a heart, if they don't have compassion, if
Right.
it's just all a lot of evil and hate and all of that, you don't need that right now. You don't, because we're getting it enough from the top. We're getting enough from the top.
And one thing that YouTube, I know, they say, make sure your comments are kind and polite. If not, they will block you. So it's getting to that point also. Well, Micah, I appreciate you, the information, and I thank God for you and bringing us all the facts. And if you need more facts, go back, watch the replay, and
Or
listen to what
Google.
and Google the information, and get more educated in what you need to learn and do. Listen, we will be back and the week after, and looking forward for more facts, more information to bring your way, because this is truly how we're going to extend a helping hand to you. Can we just reach out and extend a hand? But we want to give you the knowledge so
Mhm.
that you can move into a stronger forefront. Thank you, Anthony. Into a stronger forefront to helping your families be aware of what's coming down the pipe knowing how to protect yourself. And Micah's right. You need to learn about these herbs like my mother did. You need to learn how to cook from scratch. You need to learn to be able to, there's certain plants right out in our yard that we can eat. We need to know which plants they are. A lot of these things are not going to be available to us, so we have to ban. And let me say this: when the power went out across the nation, many, many years ago, we came together. My neighbor had just finished cooking zucchini bread. We had salmon and baked potatoes. My other neighbor had just finished baking a cake. We called our other neighbors and we gathered all together and we ate together for 4 days. We all came together and we ate. And we were able to survive. And let me say this: you need to know who your neighbors are. Go knock on the door, introduce yourself to them, and show a kind gesture, by taking a bag of food. My name is Kim Logan. Wanted to come over and just introduce myself to you and bring you this bag of food and let it go from there. We need to get our churches open. We need to get these pantries going. Remember Uncle Derek, my brother, was doing that soup kitchen before there was a soup kitchen over at the old Burns. And at the new Burns, he died before he could get it going over there. But he had that soup kitchen going. Elder Roscoe Gray, soup kitchen at City Temple, making sure that people were eating every week. And Sister Brenda Kendrick, Loretta Flowers, Mother Price, with Sister Foster, Eugenia Kent, made sure that soup kitchen was open and feeding our
Also, if you're running a soup kitchens, if you're a secretary at a church, please be kind, compassionate to people. You don't own that church. You don't
and,
own that soup kitchen. You are
and
there
let's
to help and serve the community.
do
Please be
things right.
mindful and be nice. Yes, it's a lot. I know. People coming in, they're in need, whatever. You're dealing with all walks of people. And
If
I
you
know that there's a way to be assertive and there's a way to be direct without being mean and rude. Be mindful of that. I just
be
want to
nice.
put that out there. Just be mindful of that.
So until next time, I'm shocked. I'm stocked with dry beans, water, and
Yeah, like this is the time to really if you go to the grocery store, get something extra every time you go. And I told my mom that months ago. I said, hey,
I'm
I need every time you go to the store, I just need you to get a little something extra of this, a little something extra of this. I told her to stack up on batteries, to make sure
yes,
she has the radio, to make sure she has like just certain things in her home, and everyone should have an emergency kit.
yes,
Everyone should have an emergency book bag, go bag, all types of things, filled with the right type of things. You should have, water. I got some water that lasts up to 5 years and little packets in case, water shortage, anything goes out. You just want to make sure that you're good, especially if you are a single woman, whatever the case may be. You want to make sure you have a flashlight. These are things that you need to have. You can Google what is a preparedness kit. You can Google all of these things.
all these things.
Go and make sure that you have them, making sure you have bandages, making sure you're good,
Right, right,
making sure your family is good. If one family member got all the soap, if one family got all the toilet paper, one family got da 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 da, whatever it is, just make sure you're okay. Make
right.
sure that you can survive, because these folks out here, they trying to take us out every day.
Every
They
day.
want us to literally deteriorate. They want us to go. But the one thing that we have as black and brown people, we know how to make a little go a long way. And because it's always been them against us, we know how to make it work. They're not gonna make it. The ones that voted for him, they're not gonna make it.
We're not gonna make it.
They gonna crash out soon enough. But
Yes,
just because we know how to do it doesn't mean that doesn't mean that it's fair for us to go through it.
Lord, most definitely.
Just because we know how to do it doesn't mean it's fair for us to have to go through it. So just be mindful, be kind, be compassionate, be alert, and be aware. Be aware. Please tap into Roland Martin's show every single day. He gives you the facts that are happening every single day.
Mm,
He don't miss a beat. He's passionate. He gives you facts.
right.
Like, and I love a person that gives me facts. I don't need your opinion. I don't need your lies. I need facts. Where
Exactly.
are we? What are we doing?
Can we back it
These are
up?
the journalists. Joy Reid. These are the journalists that I pay attention to. Aaron Parnas on Instagram, and he's a 26-year-old white boy. But when I tell you he's on it, he was the one that let me know yesterday that they trying to take spaghetti. The Italian made spaghetti is about to come off the shelves because of the tariffs. I said we can't even eat spaghetti in peace. What is it? We can't even eat spaghetti in peace.
They're gonna take it off the shelf. Okay.
And the thing about it is the Italian made pasta is healthier than the American made pasta.
Pasta.
That's a different discussion for a different day.
Thanks
for tuning in. We appreciate you.
Listen, we're on fire to help you, and we're gonna keep bringing you more and more quality information. We hope that this broadcast was a blessing to you, and that we were able to reach one. If we reached one person with the knowledge of extending a hand to help someone else, please do it. Fill your pantries, go get your dry goods, store up on your water, toilet paper, paper towel, all the things that you need. Make sure you are prepared and get that backpack by your door. Keep it by your door with all your important papers. Have some cash on hand. Make sure that you have a change of clothes in it. Water, be ready to go. Blankets in your car, be ready. Buy 2 acres of module home.
Yo, that's smart. That's smart. I'm actually having a conversation about that with somebody this past weekend about that. That is, you on to something, man.
Yo, right, Miss D, you on to something. All right. And then I got some. I'm glad. Do you know what we doing, Micah? Micah already knows what Mama is doing. So listen, love you all. Until next time, what do we say, Micah? Live, be well. God bless you. Good night.